65th birthday. Yeah. Yes, indeed. I am 65 years old, Barbara. That's my friend, Barbara. Grandma's Crochet Corner, with a K, that is. I am just leaving an appointment that I have with a potential new couple, client, husband and wife. I don't breach any confidentiality. You won't hear me talking about names, particulars, and none of that stuff. I've done the freeway and thought, I need a pedicure. I'm gonna go up. It's a Jerry week. I'm living my best life. I'm living my 65-year-old life. So, I'm gonna get a pedicure. Let's go live. Today, I had an appointment, first off, I had an appointment with the mechanic. Turn my heat down, I'm sweating. Nobody told me that when you turn 65, you start sweating. And my apologies for not addressing you in person. My name. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Let me take a sip a second. It's not sunny per se. The sun looks like it's going to bust out at any second. However, it snowed last night. So it snowed last night. So it's white. Very white. Appointment at 10 o'clock and put this part in for me. Don't have a clue what it is, but it is what it is. And then he put his computer diagnostic plug-in thing into by the dash area to look for what does the suspension code mean. And he claims that he's getting a lot of false signals this time of the year. Made me think about when last week when I went to Costco. And all of a sudden, when I got off the freeway, I had the warning light go on regarding my tires, and my pressures were blank. One of the pressures, at least one of the sensors, were wonky. Well, I had a car wash. Apparently, the sensor was full of debris, salt, whatever the chemical is that they use on the roads here. So once I had the car wash, luckily it didn't go on, so that was a good thing. So my mechanic could not explain this, but he did notice that there was a strong scent of gas coming from the vehicle. And I said, of course, I just gassed up not that long ago, and I put premium in because sometimes I like to treat her well, you know. She loves me, but I need her to get me from point A to point B. And I said, well, I do have my gas can in the back that I have 2 gallons of gas. When you fill up at Quick Trip, it's a maximum when you use your rewards of 30 gallons. Well, I was too short of putting 30 gallons in the tank. So I just put it in my spare. I've done this before. It's not a big deal. I'm not a smoker. I don't do any heat source in the front cabin, if you will, driver's side, passenger side. Nobody smokes in my car. So he said, no, it's definitely coming from underneath your vehicle. So he asks me, because of the current conditions, you know, snow, rain, ice, all of the things that maybe, he said, could it have been that you were in a ditch and you got pulled out, thinking maybe that was the cause. Maybe I ripped out whatever, or I caused a puncture in my tank, whatever mechanics consider. So I said, no, not at all. And it's so suspect. It's weird because it's on the driver's side. It's not that far. So I'm beginning to wonder, am I being set up? Not that I want to sound like a gaslighting story. Pardon the pun, gaslighting, get it? But it sounds weird, suspicious. So he said to me, I'll go ahead and order whatever he's going to order. And when he comes in, he's going to call me at the house, and then I'm going to go and pick it up. Or have it taken care of, have it installed. He's the guy down the road. He's cheaper than a dealer. Lord only knows I have spent a fortune and a half with this vehicle, but it's the only means of transportation that I have, of course. We've got 17 other vehicles in my house, but I am not driving a Lincoln Continental, and it's not insured. That would be foolish now, wouldn't it? So that's going to be tended to whenever. He said it will be good if, when it gets done, or when he gets the part, that I have as little gasoline as possible, an eighth of a tank, because he, of course, would charge me time to have all the gas sucked out and then put it back in, etc., etc. It's 10 to 2, this gas leak. I said, yeah, definitely, I understand. I will accommodate you. So he was hoping, I'm banking on warm weather. This next upcoming week, they're talking weather in the 20s. So it's not spewing out of my tank. As a matter of fact, since I gassed up, according to my dash, I have traveled 63 miles thus far. So keep your fingers crossed that I'm safe. And keep your fingers crossed that nobody's doing shenanigans with my vehicle. You know what I mean? Ooh, that would not be good. Malicious, deliberate stuff, that's not good. Okay, let's go to the potential health coaching client couples. What a wonderful couple. I enjoy meeting people face to face. I really do. I look at it as the old days of real estate. I'm interviewing them, they're interviewing me, except it's a whole less of a, I'm not, or dazzle me or say anything to me that I haven't already heard on YouTube before, or I haven't already articulated myself with the journey. And I'll be frank, this is like family members, according to this lady. She had mentioned, she said, my family, her family, never told her about seed oils. I spent almost 3 hours with them today in the interview process, talking to them, pulling things up on my cell phone, sitting down with them on the computer, showing them different things to do. They did not sign a contract. They didn't say yay or nay with me that they would or would not do it, but the why made them cry. Man, the why is wants to make me cry. Hearing other people's why, because I've been there. I did not know, like they didn't know. She pulled out margarine out of her refrigerator. I can't believe it's not butter that they buy. And the Crisco and all the things she was showing in her cabinet to me. Hence, I was there a couple hours. And she said, we have some housekeeping stuff to take care of. And throwing things out. I said, well, what you need to do as long as you're comfortable with me. I never pushed anybody in real estate to sign a contract with me, ever, not one time. They either, similar to YouTube, either my subscribers like me or they don't. I have a way different demeanor than some YouTubers versus other YouTubers. I don't talk sciencey things. I explain things on people's individual levels where they can relate, where I was. And in teaching them and hearing that they're very, I don't know where I ended, but it's that part of the woods on the freeway where I drop people. Oh my goodness, 4 people are still on. Sorry about that, everybody. At least I can see that there's chatters on the side. So continue to chat amongst yourselves. My apologies. So I showed them, okay, I think this is where I let off with you. I showed them the video that breaks it down about what is seed oils and how they're created in a factory. Just blew them away. She had to do the copy and paste and send it to their kids on an email right when I was there at the same time. It was a positive parting of the ways when I left. Like I said, it was nearly almost 3 hours. It was pleasant, it was comfortable. They have things to do to get their house in order, and I get it. She said, I will be calling you later this week. Today's Thursday. I'll be calling you later this week with our decision. I said, fabulous. Call me. I also let them know that I do work second shift, because if they were to call me, for example, at 3 in the afternoon, and I wouldn't call them back, I don't ever want people to think that I left them high and dry. That's not the case. Emergencies and things happen in my life. I don't expound on it. Stuff happens. People have to come to their own realization that what they're eating did not serve them well. It was funny yesterday on the live stream. My sister said on the live stream that I should go ahead and have the donuts. It's so hard when you love people and you want to see what's best for people in their lives so that they don't have to rush to the bathroom or experiencing pains and stomach discomforts, all the things that I have been through myself. And when they're family, it's as though you kind of facepalm. Oh, I don't get it. But strangers, they listen to you. Go figure. It's so typical. It's a typical phenomenon of life. It really is. I had left them with the impression that I do not want myself to experience any bathroom issues like she had told me they experience. I said, for me, a moment, you know that expression, a moment on the hips? Well, a moment on the lips, forever on the hips kind of thing. I said, a moment on my lips one day means the next day or hours of having me in the bathroom in an uncomfortable situation. So I said, me speaking, personally, I don't want to go there. Nothing tastes that good. No Cheez-It, no club crackers like I used to eat back in the day. I can feel free, confident, comfortable walking down the aisles of any grocery store, but why waste my time? Why go down the Cheez-It aisle? Why? Stay in the outer perimeter, Jerry. If you want to cheese it, take some cheese. deal with that water inflammation or the runny nose or whatever the case may be, because I the piece of cheese, put it in the dehydrator, did whatever to it to make it a cheese cracker, but I didn't have the other 76 ingredients that are listed on the box. So that was a positive thing. Very good. Today being Thursday, I still have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 4 more days of vacation. So I'm going to enjoy it to the nth degree as much as I can. Like I said, I'm going for a pedicure now. No need to film. I just thought I would pop on because I do live the last minute, as you all know. So thank you very much. If something comes across my mind, oh, I guess I should address the birthday party yesterday. Duh. The birthday party was great. I was getting a little bit parched at the end. All the beverages that I had brought down in the basement. And afterwards, I went to Grandma's house, did Grandma's little chat, and I was just pretty talked out, so I didn't even go on to Barbara's panel. Did some mailing out of things, and apparently I have a couple of boxes. I got notification on my cell phone, which I never get, from the post office saying I have boxes, plural, at my house. So when I get there, I will maybe doing some unboxing. We don't know. I don't know what it is. But until then, have a wonderful rest of your afternoon. To those of you that came to my party, I thank you very much. I thank you for your generosity and kindness and well wishes and cards and gifts, all the things to make my birthday party a wonderful thing. You know, back in the day, as a former caterer and a party person, Grover's opens at all the parties. I used to love parties, cooking the foods and what have you. I saved so much money doing a U2 party as opposed to getting my house all gussied up, buying beverages, cleaning the house, making all the foods, and having, at one point, I think I had almost 40 people in my life. So it was a money-saving venture. It was excellent. Okay, my exit's coming up right now. Thanks again, everybody. Thanks for the ride. I appreciate it. Hugs and kisses. Until we talk again. Toodles!